So hopefully this has to be my last confession in a way. So yeah, I'm kind of confessing. I'm not. It's just don't whether I'm good or bad. Just don't. Yeah, just don't. And yeah, she got to be around cake and not eat. I get that, but it's like, but in the context, don't be in. Don't be in complete desperation and just like, hey, you eat cake. That was I ain't probably so. But I want to continue the story is because what I didn't like is like this person. Like I didn't realize till I saw her the next day sometime. I logged into YouTube and I was like, damn, I forgot that person exists. I mean, that's how out of it I was. I don't know. It's like a experience I don't even know if I would have had with meth. It's like, I mean, I didn't realize I'd forgot. I completely forgot this person existed. Because I guess I pretty much really forgot everything. And kept doing, well, when I did eventually get back here to the camper and I noticed this time it was different than maybe with meth. I was like singing to calm myself. Like, what I'm saying? Like that was to calm myself, was to sing to calm myself was. So then I got out here in the camper and did it. And I think it was hot, so it was don't have any power in this camper, or so that was don't have a generator yet, so don't have a place to go plug it up. There are no campgrounds available. I'll check again, but I would check for longer. So the option you got is going to the lake. Those that's a little bit higher rate, but but so whatever. Like 2 weeks out of the month would be my plan. I could go park other places till the end. That's where I'd need the generator. It don't matter, but I'm not proud of that either. I don't, and it's like the thing. It was a shock. Like it isn't that I don't know how to say it. It was just like I was actually like the thing is I'd forgotten how. I mean, I haven't thought about this person in hours and hours and hours. Not like but like, and if I hadn't pulled up the picture, how long would I not thought about? Whether good or bad, just that it's like, what the what the hell is that? So I mean, this was I'm saying this was I shouldn't have been, I shouldn't have been on YouTube out there for a week. Maybe if today's the first viable option, maybe. Yeah, I get that. I apologize for that. Like, I would say you kind of take on with all of them. Like I wasn't expecting that same similar like taking on. And this since I hadn't done this extremity in a while, it's like this. I mean, it's like I got to notice a little more what actually goes on and how you take on some kind of like I would say fear spirit. Like you take on something additional spirit that is very fearful. At least I do, and it's highly reactive. It's like it's so scared it's highly reactive. I guess especially to criticism, or it'd be one of, but it's it's not really you. That's what I mean by compromise. It's like you take on. That's when I was That's one reason I did my eyes the other night. It's like, I really thought I saw one of them twitch too fast. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. So, so it's like you take on additional. I don't know how it works, everybody, but I know really with meth, I could remember that. Or it took me a while to realize what was going on, but it's like, yeah, you're taking on something additional, like an additional spirit that is just afraid, basically. And so the short of the, and I'm thinking, I feel I don't want to tell this like, oh, this I've never done ayahuasca. That's what I want to do for the longest. I used to make the excuse that meth was my only ayahuasca. It's like I don't know what it's even good. I don't know what it is, but it's the only thing I can get to even, to approximate it at the moment. So what I'm telling this story is not like, oh, go do this and you'll see, like you'll see what you need. That's why I hesitate to even tell it for that reason. Just this, it's the subtleness. This was a little different. Like what I was seeing was like I'm trying to say, it's like it was through the window, so it wasn't a mirror, but but it's like in the reflection there was another layer of reality. a very clear people and people I didn't know. And it's like they were monitoring. I've never really, I mean, I've seen people before. It was just different than anything I've seen people very clear in reflections, but they were like cops and stuff. It wasn't like they were monitoring. It was like I was seeing cops and people you would expect to see, like when you're on meth. This was different. This was no cops. I did see like I seen cars like in my yard. I get that kind of might just, yeah. That I'm not saying it's not hallucinations. I'm just saying it's the way it felt. It's like their motions, their motions were natural. Like I've never seen like on meth. I don't remember the movements being so lifelike and real. Meth was a lot of ethereal images, and then I did see some very, very vivid color a couple of times, and one time was not in glass, and one time in glass. Very vivid color, and that was cops again as well. Very vivid color, but this was people just hanging around, like I don't know. I don't say if it was real or not, but they were just. It was like the way they were behaving. It's like they reacted to me looking at them, or that's what I was getting. It's like they were they were kind of letting me know, hey, yeah, we're watching. That's what it felt like. Like, oh yeah, we're here and we're watching. That's what it felt like. Yeah. We're actually here. You can only see us like in this direction. Like you get up to the window and look through the window, we're not there. But if you stand away from the window and get a reflection, we're here in this little layer. And they weren't really ethereal. They were just, it was in the reflection. It was a little bit different. I'm just saying, I was shocked. I was shocked at how much of the negative that I experienced in meth, back in the day, and a few years ago, and to this, which was, I thought, well, organic, it's going to be different, whether it's abused or not. I just would not have thought how similar it could have been. And I was thinking about one thing I know, not just so it's nothing, just the thing that, one thing was great, similar, different, like even though the intensity, would be a little too much after the second one, and then nibbling into the third. I mean, then on the last two, I got 3 for $4. He owed me $30, so he gave me the next one for free. It's not nobody's fault. So yes, I did end up nibbling. I just get a little for the next day and a half, nibbling on the other two. And even with that, it's like the vocals, and that's when I really had to use the vocals out here in the camper to calm me down. They were not, I mean, even though they were maybe a little too intense, they never did what they did with meth. Meth would cut your mids. It's like, that's what I guess, God, I want to make this other video. This will do it. What meth would cut your mids. You could go too high and you could go low, because you'd have the low requires lung capacity, because low there's a bigger hole. It's that's the challenge of singing deep, like for long breaths or but yes, but so you go really low and you go higher and lower. Yeah, but your mids were gone, so you couldn't do any melody because you had no mids. That was and of course that was with a little bit too much meth. And the thing is, meth had to be so precise, and we're just thinking about, I don't know what that means. I just know, like, it was strange at how, and it would mess up your guitar playing, and this other didn't do that. At least that's one thing the organic Coke X-Pill didn't do. It didn't mess up, like it didn't throw all that off. A guitar would throw off your rhythm on the guitar, and have you, and you could not do your mids for nothing. And why I'm saying this, because there was a lot of neutrality in meth, especially sexually. And maybe not so much when I was alone, but of course you wouldn't know groups of people. It's like, especially around certain people, it was so neutral. It was like constantly had a homosexual to bisexual theme to it, depending on who I was around. Constantly had a homosexual to bisexual theme to it. Whereas that's the only thing I can say about the organic. I don't think that would happen. So, man, drugs are hard, aren't they? They get, god damn. They just, it all gets, even the weed, I was actually, like, per se at work, I was talking about I smoked the most weed ever in a day. But, we were working, I was sitting here, but yeah.